arms fell to my sides, and with a sigh that melted into a yawn, I walked to the foot of my bed and reached for my robe. "I suppose you must be in real trouble again, or you'd never be out and about this early."
"Are you going to the Breakers tonight?"
He referred to the ball our relatives were holding that evening.
"Of course, but I need you to do something for me."
He threw himself into the chintz overstuffed chair beside the hearth. I remained standing, glaring down at him, braced for the inevitable.
I did something I shouldn't have."
"Really? What else is new?" Several scenarios sprang to mind. A brawl, a drunken tirade, cheating at cards, an affair with yet another wife of an irate husband bent on revenge. One simply never knew what antics my half-brother, Stuart Braden Gale IV, might stir up on any given day. Or night. Despite hailing from two of Newport's oldest and most respected families, on both our mother's and his father's sides, Brady had seen the inside of the Newport jail nearly as often as the town's most unsavory rapscallions, and on many a morning, I'd paid the bailiff on his behalf more times than I, or my purse, cared to count.
"I want to make it right,"
he hurried on.
"The Breakers will be mobbed later, and I'll be able to sneak in, but I'll need your help."
"I don't like the sound of this one bit, Brady. Whatever it is, you know you should just come clean. You can't hide from Uncle Cornelius for long." Before he could reply, a pounding echoed from the hall below. I heard a tread on the staircase, and moments later there came a rap at my bedroom door. With an imploring look, Brady shook his head and put a finger to his lips. He jumped up from the chair and moved to the corner of the room, where my armoire would hide him from view. A sense of foreboding had me dragging my feet as I went to the door.
"Good morning, Miss Emma."
Katie, my young housemaid, peered in at me and tucked an errant red curl under the cap she'd obviously donned in haste. Her soft brogue plunged to a murmur.
"Sorry to disturb you so early, miss, but Mr. Neely's below. Shall I tell him you ain't receiving yet?"
"Neely?" A burst of wind rattled the windows, sending a chill down my back. On a morning like this? My maid didn't answer, and I managed to refrain from angling a glance into the shadows cloaking my brother. "Thank you, Katie. Tell him I'll be down in a few minutes. Show him into the morning room, please, and bring in coffee."
"Aye, miss."
The girl hesitated, and then bobbed an awkward curtsy. I closed the door.
"You won't tell him I'm here, will you, Em?"
With pursed lips, I met my brother's eager blue gaze. "He's looking for you, is he?"
"One would assume."
Going to my dressing table, I pinned my braided hair into a coil at my nape, secured the sash of my robe into a knot, and slipped my feet into a pair of tattered satin slippers. In the bathroom my great-aunt Sadie had installed before she died, I turned the creaky faucet and splashed cold water onto my face. Ordinarily, I wouldn't dream of greeting company in such a state of dishabille, but this was my cousin Neely, here on a blustery August morning, hours before he typically showed his face beyond the gates of his family's summer home. Would I keep my brother's secret? Blindly lend him the help he asked for? I sighed once more. Didn't I always? When I stepped back into the bedroom, Brady was nowhere to be seen, though I thought I heard the telltale click of the attic door closing. Downstairs, I paused in the morning room doorway. A coffee pot and 2 cups waited on the table, fruit, muffins, and a tureen of steaming oatmeal occupied the sideboard. Under any other circumstances, my stomach would have rumbled. Not today. It didn't appear as if my cousin had brought an appetite either, as he hadn't helped himself to any of the repast. I pasted on a smile and stepped into the room. "Good morning, Neely. What brings you here so early and in such weather? Not that it isn't always good to see you." Could he hear the hesitation in my tone? "Will you join me in some coffee?"